consequences for your actions. You cannot expect to do something, okay, and someone telling you, loving you enough to tell you, this is what this is. These are the ground rules, okay? There's one thing out of 5 gajillion million things that I'm asking you not to do. I don't personally think that that's unreasonable. A lot of people, and I get it, I get it. They say, well, if he loved us and he's this and he's that, because he put that tree there. And I get what you're saying. But in any relationship, there has to be boundaries. There are going to be things that you can love someone, okay, to the moon and back. You love this person. I'm a person that loves, and I love hard, and I'm extremely loyal. But there are things that people are going to do it's going to break it. There's limits. There's boundaries. And I'm an imperfect human being. You cannot expect that this being that made everything in the universe to have no boundaries. And he possesses unconditional love, but there has to be order. There has to be boundaries. And just because he has this doesn't mean that he is out to get you and he wants the worst for you. He doesn't love you. He's a tyrant. He's a dictator. And, he's the worst thing that ever existed. No. Even in human imperfect relationships, whether it be a parent and a child, a husband and a wife, brother, sister, in every other relationship that's out there, there has to be boundaries. And all he said was that out of all of these things, I made this for you and you to have dominion over it. But there's one thing that I ask of you. Do not eat from this. Don't partake of this tree. I don't think that's unreasonable. He only said one thing. And because of that, he said, when you partake of it, this is what's going to happen. And I believe that it hurt him. But this is what it is. It is what it is. There are consequences for your actions. I think it is very childlike to think that nothing's going to happen to me. Even though I was told this is what's going to happen, I don't care. I'm going to do it anyway. And then there are consequences. That's in life. That's what it is among other imperfect human beings. When you do something, there are consequences, and you have to pay for them. With these consequences, there's cause and there's effect. That's just what it is. Okay? So, yeah. All people, okay, would get along. Neighbors, families, individuals, and nations. And they asked the question, can you imagine such a world? This is what our destiny was supposed to be from the beginning. But when we didn't listen, our first human parents, Adam and Eve, they opened up themselves as well as their descendants, us, to all of the things that are happening to us and in the earth and in the world and around it. Cause, effect. Okay, we do have hope, okay, through Jesus Christ. And the only reason why we have it is because our Father, God, stepped forward. And he said, okay, I'm watching what's going on. I'm going to give you additional hope to redeem yourself and to repair and to regain your spiritual legacy. That is done by a being that loves you. The adversary could care less what happens to you, and he sits back and he gives you things that he knows is going to destroy you. And he's happy with it. He wants you to self-destruct. That's not from a being that loves you. There is no love. I don't feel the love at all. When someone loves you, they want what's best for you, and they will be honest with you and tell you, this is no good for you. This is going to harm you, and you may not want to hear it. That's someone that loves you. Someone that doesn't care anything about you is going to let you do whatever, and they may even give you stuff knowing it's going to hurt you. It's going to poison you. Think about addiction. Okay? How do people start with addiction? It's usually someone that's close or has gotten close to them. Okay, and they give them something free. Okay, once they give that one thing free, then that starts the whole cycle. And then guess what? You're hooked and you have to pay. Now you got another problem. That person that did that does not care about your well-being. They're doing it for what? For the love of money. And they may have other agendas along with it. And they can be very extensive. People who care about you are not going to do that to you. So you have to put it into context. Okay? And think about these things. So I'm going to close with whatever else they have in this particular thing, and I hope that this leaves something on your mind as well as on your heart. When Adam and Eve made the wrong decision, and it was the wrong decision, it directly affected all of us. I've already covered that. It says one wrong choice, so that shows you one wrong choice. One wrong choice, and look at the ramifications or cause brought untold tragic effects that we are feeling even now. Okay, even though we have hope in Jesus Christ. Okay, I've said this many times, that if God was all these bad things that people believe that he is, and I get why people believe that, okay, or are thinking that. Okay, I get it. I get where the questions and the doubt, I get it. Because we're imperfect and we are creatures of sight. Okay. But he gave us hope. These effects reverberated right now, in this moment, when you turn on your TV, or you look online, or you look on your phones, or wherever you go, when you look around you, when you're out and about, what do you see? It's still happening. Just like this one wrong decision that we're talking about, we're still feeling the effects of it. So they urge you here in this book, and it says, do not complicate the simplicity of the Bible record. Remember, the Bible is many things, but it's also, one of the things is an instruction manual for our lives. It gives us history, it gives us prophecy, it gives us the truth. That's why a lot of people will refer to it as the truth. The truth. It's called the truth for a reason. Their decision was to reject God's perfect law, okay? And his rule that goes into what we've been talking about with prophecy and other things related to the Bible, his government and his second coming, his son's second coming, and his rulership once he comes back. Okay, so it says, as a guide in their lives, and they yielded to Satan in his way of sin. Because of sin, they no longer had access. We were cut off, okay, to God's blessings.